Hello everybody, this is Stephen Howson and this is my Manchester United versus Spurs preview. Now Spurs cannot win the league and Manchester United more than likely cannot get top four. So what is this game all about? It's a little bit of a dead rubber, isn't it? But it is the last game at White Hart Lane and I think Spurs are going to take that very, very seriously. United have got a little bit of an indifferent record over the years at White Hart Lane, losing more than we've won, drawing a hell of a lot as well, and I don't think tomorrow's going to go much different or much better for us. Difficult to judge what Jose Mourinho is going to do with this game because I do think that the remaining three games are going to see a massively rotated side from Manchester United. The remaining three games are going to see a massively young side from Manchester United. I think you're going to see some debuts from him that we haven't seen so far, obviously, hence why they're called debuts. I think he's going to bring in a couple of the young players, give them minutes, and I'm hoping that he's playing these young players with an eye to what they can do next season, rather than just playing them because they're making the numbers up. I hope that he's thinking about playing these lads next year and not just throwing them in because he's got nobody else and he doesn't want to risk anyone. That being said, I think with the recent passing away of Pogba's father, I think that he'll probably be given the weekend off, and rightly so. And I think if you wrap up Ander Herrera and Cotton Wool, those are going to be the two key players for us against Ajax in the Europa League final. So I think that the midfield will have a completely fresh look to it. And I personally would go with Carrick for his experience alongside a couple of the young lads. Let's see what they can do. So let's go through my 11 then, because ultimately you can't really talk about form going into this because the form's going to be changing and consistent. Spurs form's not great. I think they're 4 wins, 2 losses, and we're all over the fucking show coming into this. So you've got to look at what's going to be the benefit, the best case scenario for United. The best case scenario will be to pick up a point, probably. Not sure we're going to go there and win, but I think if we go there with the mindset of what can these young lads come and do, then I think you're going to see a pretty decent performance from United, especially if Jose Mourinho sets them up in any sort of way, if he cares. I hope that he doesn't. I hope that he focuses this whole 2 weeks, 12 days that he's got on trying to figure out how we beat Ajax with what we've got available. These remaining 3 Premier League games mean absolutely nothing, and I think we're about to find out what this squad's made of, what Jose Mourinho's made of for the Ajax game. Like I said, because I don't think it's going to come in these 3 games. So anyway, here's the starting 11 that I think Jose Mourinho probably should go for. Whether or not he does is another thing. As I said, I think Pogba's going to get the weekend off, but here's the rest of them anyway. So, Big Dave in net, Tuanzebe as my right back with Demi Mitchell as my left back. For those of you who don't know much about Mitchell, he started off as a striker, shadow striker, sort of attacking midfielder. He's come back as a left back and he's a bit Marcelo-ish, a little bit early ever-ish. Likes to get forward, probably a little bit suspect on the defensive side. Totally flipped to what you've got with Tuanzebe on the other side. But I think Jose Mourinho might like that. One more adventurous, one a little bit more conservative. I think after what happened on Thursday, Bay's probably going to play, or could play at least. It might be Smalling and Jones, but I think Bay is going to play because he can't play in the final, so you might as well keep using him. So Bay alongside Smalling, I think that's probably the best we can muster at the moment, because you've got to rest Daley Blind now, because Daley Blind, if he gets injured as well, now you're talking about not really having a back line whatsoever for the final. So there's a couple of players that are really key to what we're going to be doing against Ajax. So I think you have to really be careful with those, and I think Valencia is probably one, I think Blind is the other, and the 2 midfielders mentioned earlier. So the midfield that I would like to see is, I'd like to see Matty Willett get his debut. I think that'd be fantastic. I think Scott McTominay alongside him, given another run out. He looked alright last week, back in midfield from where he's been playing up front for the under-23s. With Michael Carrick alongside them, just telling them what to do, keeping them cool, using their legs and his brain, as Jose Mourinho says. So I think that would be a nice blended midfield. Both of them are big lads, both of them are solid lads, both of them quite technically good. They're not going to be a match for Tottenham, but I think what you'll get is energy and work rate. And this is where you can really use the enthusiasm of youth in some of these games. You bring the youth lads in, you bring them in to show what they can do, and you bring them in to really lift up the energy. Now, if the rest of the squad is flat, knowing that the league is done, the young lads will not be flat because they're coming in making debuts. They're going to be excited. They're going to be pumped. They'll be like, fucking bring it on. Let's get my debut in. Show the manager what I can do. So there's going to be a natural increase in the tempo and everything that's going on if you play some young lads at this stage of the season. I think that's what Jose Mourinho's got to do. Up front, I think Juan Mata needs some more games after his injury to get back. I think Anthony Martial again needs games to get him back in the groove. And I think Wayne Rooney will start because Marcus Rashford probably adds to the other ones that definitely need to be kept in cotton wool ahead of the Ajax game. So I think Mata, Rooney and Martial, quite an experienced forward line really. Quite a potent forward line. If we can get Carrick playing balls into him and let McTominay and Willock do the hard yards for Michael Carrick, we've got a fighting chance in this. I think Demi Mitchell bombing down the left could really tie up well with Anthony Martial, and I would like to see how both of them lads get on. So like I said, those are the lads that I think I would like to see 2 weeks out from that Europa game, which is all we're really talking about right now, isn't it? The big thing that we need to be talking about. So that's what I want to see, and hopefully it can go and get something out of the game, although I'm not expecting it. I've predicted a 2-0 win for Tottenham on a full-time Devils preview. I'm going to stick with that. I think Tottenham have got the edge in this one. Last game at White Hart Lane, it means more to them than it does to us. We're more focused on getting through these games without injuries, and I think that's probably going to show on the pitch. This video is sponsored by Premier Punt. Now, those of you who joined me versus Dave on the last one, you did pretty well. Did better than me from most of you. Anyway, there's about 100 or so of you managed to join in. So download the app, hit the link below, and you'll be taken to go and download the app. So that's Premier Punt on the App Store. Download the app and then come and join us by entering into our private league. And I'll tell you how to do that in a second. Right, so it didn't go well for me last weekend. Mine was shit, but I had quite a lot of United players in, and some of them didn't even play, Baby and one of them. For this week, the game is £4 entry, but you can win up to 750 quid or a share of 750 quid. To join in with what we're doing, click create or join a private league, the blue box right there. Enter in the code Howson, Howson, click join league, and it will take you to this screen here. Click enter league. And once you've done that, it takes you to this screen where you get to choose the players. Now, we have to choose from United and Tottenham. That is the game. And I think you've got to go heavily Tottenham on this one. So I think Harry Kane's got a very real chance of scoring at least one goal this weekend. I wouldn't mind you picking Ali as well, but you're only allowed to pick one star player, so it does handicap you a little bit. And you have to try and think a little bit outside of the box. I think Eriksen would probably be a good shout for someone who might get points, assists, maybe a goal. So I'll go with Eriksen as well. I think they're probably going to keep a clean sheet, but they're also probably going to attack through the fullbacks as well. So Kyle Walker's probably not a bad shout. And I'm probably going to go heavy on Tottenham on this one. Probably get another Tottenham player in there as well. Probably a defender to keep a clean sheet. What do you reckon? Should we go with Alderweireld? I think Alderweireld's got a good chance of keeping a clean sheet. So there you go. I'm going to go with 4 Tottenham players. And then, who can we get from United? Star players for United, Martial and Rooney, so you can only pick one of the star players, so I can't have either of those because I've got Harry Kane. So, who do I go with? Now, who's going to play? That's the one, isn't it? You've got to try and think who's going to definitely play in this game. That's difficult. I mean, Valencia, but is he going to risk him? I think Tuanzebe's going to play, so I'll throw him in just because I think he's going to get a game. And then, I don't know, who else? Juan Mata? Well, Mata's probably going to play as well, isn't he? Got half a chance of getting game. So there you go. Mata, Tuanzebe, Alderweireld, Walker, Eriksen and Kane. You have to enter in your tiebreaker, which is when you think the first goal will be scored. I'm going to go with 27 minutes in. That's if everyone's equal, you get it on there. So there you go. Press enter, otherwise it hasn't entered, so make sure you do it on this screen. And you can also enter 3 more lineups as well. So I'm just entering the one. So I've got a share of 750 quid. So come and get in the mixer. So as I've said, Premier Punt is a decent app. There's all sorts of other different bets that you can put on here. You can go and look at the top bets picked just for you, top fantasy bets, all that sort of stuff is on here. So you can do all sorts of betting through this app anyway, not just the one-day fantasy stuff, which is kind of cool. Once I figure out exactly how I'm supposed to be doing it, I'm going to absolutely nail you all next season. But make sure you download it. Download it and have a look anyway, whether you're going to play it or not this week. Just download it, have a look, and then let me know what you think. Hit me up on Reddit, hit me up on Twitter. You know the dance. And that is it. So thank you for watching this week. Make sure to download Premier Punt. The link is in the description below. So come and join in and let me know what you think about that. Let me know what score you think it's going to be for Tottenham. And let me know who you think is going to be lining up for Manchester United. Because I think we're in for probably another couple of debuts. If not tomorrow, over the next few weeks. Laters.